Yo, man, I still feel like I'm out of the loop with making videos. I'm coming back though. I'm getting back into the touch of things. You guys know. But with that being said, let's see if I could get this video going all the way through. Right? Look, I hope you guys are doing good. Thank you so much, bro, for clicking on the video. Thank you guys always for the love. And this video is really entertaining. It's kind of funny to me with the mindset of what Jeff and Scott just said with what they need to take away from the game, and they basically gave us the credit to say that the game is seriously too easy. Right? So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Now look, here's the thing. If you guys enjoy the content, you like the vibes here, just the TED Talks, please be sure to drop a thumbs up on the video. And you know satire is the best comedy. If you don't understand satire, I don't know what to tell you. But look, here's the thing, boys. I want to hear from you guys with what I got to say with this one, because this one kind of threw me in two different loops, right? So in two different other interviews, and even on the dev stream, Scott and Jeff is like the pinnacle of my conversation. Steve haven't been saying much lately, okay? Get your popcorns ready, boys. Steve haven't really been saying anything interesting. But Scott and Jeff piqued my interest. So Scott and Jeff was going back and forth on these interviews, and they basically said, yo, the game's too easy. Jeff is saying, yo, I don't really feel like I like the direction. It doesn't really suit me when I see players playing, when I'm playing, and I see how fast melee is, and I see how quick things are going through, and it's taken away from the content that's actually put into the game. It's making players not enjoy the game. I'm gonna enter right here and say that's not stopping players from not enjoying the game. That's actually making players love the game more. You know what I'm saying? But they're planning to nerf that down. The speed, the damage, they want to take away to let people feel the content and the longevity of the hard work that they did to put into the game. Do you guys agree? Here's the next part, bro. Here's the next part. It gets better. It gets better. Scott is saying the direction of the game, of what's put out, players run through it. They just run through it real quick. Simply because the characters are too OP. But they're going to try their best to keep that fantasy overpoweredness going. I was like, wait, how do you keep the fact that Warframe is supposed to be overpowered, that fantasy superpower, but yet keep the content balanced if you guys are not trying to work on the AI system and the overall core of how you make the game? Because what they're really trying to say here, now you guys know, welcome to the Church of Foolishness. I'm going to tell you guys the truth of what they're trying to say here. What they're actually trying to say is the content that they put out is good enough. It's tough enough. But the reason why you guys go through the content so quick and it seems like the content isn't good enough is simply because the speed that you can buff your Warframes, the melee on how you do everything else, and the damage that the Warframes are putting out has ruined the content. Do you agree? Now let me tell you guys what I think, okay? The thing about this is, what it comes down to is that they're almost there, right? The fact that it took them almost 8 years to really admit that the game needs to be tougher is, yo, bro, it's kind of like, it's beyond me, you know what I mean? But I'm glad. Sometimes it takes people a long time to come around to things, right? So they're basically saying we're right on that front. That's why people did mod. That's why people did tougher challenges and long survival, because they were scratching for that itch of getting tougher enemies. But here's the issue. They're going around it, right? They're almost right there, boys. They're almost right there. You know what it is that they're messing up on? The fact that they feel like they need to nerf everything to make you weaker, to make what they already have seem like it's good enough. The real issue here is that they are supposed to fix the AI. The AI is the issue, and bullet sponging. They haven't found a way around making enemies tougher other than making them more bullet sponge, right? So what they should do is incorporate different obstacles in these missions that make things a little bit tougher. Keep the players out, make them have to think and do different things. There's not really nothing like that in the game, and that's what Scott is looking for. That's what they're trying to do. But their only way, instead of fixing the core issues in Warframe from the ground up, the pillars, like the armor system, fixing the whole fact of just like the scaling, how these things go, and not making it bullet sponge, and actually make these enemies smart and making them use, like, you know, environments and AoE and bigger things to get you. They're thinking like, yo, we need to make this easier for us on our end by nerfing the player base. I don't really agree with that. You know, I don't really think that's the way, but them agreeing that the game is definitely in a dire state of needing more difficulty. I'm telling you guys, Warframe can't really stay forever on being fashion frame and, you know, not having any form of difficulty. It's a little bit weird. You know, you can't really look at a game like that to where people just doesn't feel like they just mindlessly go in, because currently right now the state of Warframe is at the point to where people do it like they're playing Farmville. People play this game like they're playing Animal Crossing. That's where Warframe is at. And seeing that and accepting that is why a lot of players kind of like departed, and why a lot of players don't play it as much as they thought they would anymore. And they just get on, check out something and get off, because it's basically Animal Crossing. You know what I'm saying? It's gotten to that point. You get on, you chill with your clansmate, you jump through, you farm some things to go build some things in your clan, to go build a weapon, you come back through, you sit on your ship, wait for it to build. It's Animal Crossing. Like, I don't get what's going on. So they need that sustainability content to really like push players over, to be like, yo, I should be playing this. And the other weird thing about this is that they're building the game around a game mode that a lot of people don't like. Because I told you guys, Railjack is too big of a project and they invested too much money in it for them to scrap it. So they can't. So they got to really force that object on you to try to keep that whole thing going with the whole game. So they got to try to keep it going and try to keep Railjack in the initial stance, and keep Railjack in the initial stance to how everything is going to go. So I'm really happy the fact that they're sticking to their guns, and the fact that they're sticking to their guns to keep things going is really interesting to me, because they rather die on that hill of saying that Railjack is going to be one of the main centered points around Warframe, instead of saying like, yo, this update, players didn't really like it too much, it wasn't well received, we need to go back to the drawing board and try to do something else with it. You know, they're rather accepting to die on that hill. And so, you know, Warframe's in a really weird place. You guys know me, man. I'm always coming through trying to, you know, I know a lot of people nowadays, it's only about like, people talk about different things in the game of what's going on, but not many people is talking about what we're talking about. You know, like the true direction of what's going on, the issues, the management. These are things that need to be talked about. But some players feel like if you talk about these things, you're negative. No, we're just pointing out exactly what's going on, because not everything in the world is perfect, you know? So that'll be a lie if I come up on here and be like, everything's perfect. But I like the direction to where they're going. They're thinking about it now. They're thinking like, yo, it's too easy, we got to do something. So if they nerf everything, I know the player base is going to spaz out, bro. But other than that, look, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me hear your thoughts. Welcome to my TED Talk. You guys know the vibes. I'm trying to be more consistent with the videos. I know I was gone for 2 months plus. Last video was like 4 days ago or whatever, but I'm doing better. At least it wasn't another month ago. So I'm jumping back into things, and then I'm going to come out with some Outrider content, all right? I love you guys. Take care, and I'm going to catch you guys later on the next video. Take care, homies.